Hi there, girls and boys. Happy Monday, and how are you today? We're at the start of another brilliant week, and today marks our final episode of The Owl He Was Afraid of the Dark. Now, we have followed our character Plop as he's gone through each of the chapters, trying to find a way to not be afraid of the dark. So, fingers crossed, we're in the final chapter here. It all comes round for him. He meets a really interesting character, I think the most interesting character we've met so far, who tries to persuade him that dark is beautiful. And I'm going to leave it there, girls and boys. I'm going to get you straight now into the story. Enjoy. Dark is beautiful.
Dark is beautiful. When Plop woke up, it was already getting dark. He came out onto the landing branch. There was an exciting frosty nip in the air. "Now he's a daybird," Plop shouted at the darkness. "I am what I am." "What is he bellowing about?" said Mr. Barn Owl, waking up with a start. "I believe Plop is beginning to enjoy being an owl at last," said Mrs. Barn Owl. "But shh, pretend to be asleep." Plop waddled up to inspect them. They were drawn up tall, fancy sleeping on such a lovely night. Well, he wasn't going to hang about waiting for them. He might be missing something. The man with the telescope might be back, or some Boy Scouts, or anything. He was going down to see. So Plop shut his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch. He floated down on his little white wings and landed like a feather. Feeling very pleased with himself, he looked around. There were two strange lamps shining from the shadows under the tree. Plop went closer and found that the lamps were a pair of unwinking eyes, and they belonged to a big black cat. Plop waited for a minute, but what he was expecting didn't happen. "Aren't you going to say anything?" he said at last. All the others did. "What should I say?" drawled the cat. "Well, what did you think I was?" said Plop. "I've been mistaken for a Catherine wheel and a thunderbolt and a woolly ball and a darling and a shooting star and even a roly-poly pudding. Don't I remind you of anything?" "You look like a baby owl to me," said the cat. Then, seeing Plop's disappointed face, he added, "But I did wonder for a moment whether it was starting to snow." "You thought I was a snowflake?" said Plop, brightening. "Yes, but then when you landed I saw that you looked more like a fat little snowman," said the cat. "And then I knew you were a baby owl." "Ah, but do you know what kind of owl I am?" said Plop. "No," admitted the cat. "I can't say I do." "I'm a barn owl," Plop said. "Really?" said the cat. "Well, I'm a house cat, I suppose. My name is Orion." "Orion, the great hunter," breathed Plop. "Well, thank you," said the cat, stroking his fine whiskers with a modest paw. "I am a rather good mouser, as a matter of fact, but I didn't know I was famous as that." "Orion," said Plop again. "Oh, I wish I had a name like that." "What is your name?" asked the cat. "Plop," said Plop. "Isn't it awful?" "Oh, I don't know. It's, different," said the cat kindly. "And at least it's short. There's nothing short for Orion, really, so I'm usually called Puss, which I can't say I care for." "I shall call you Orion," said Plop. "Thank you. Look, Plop, I was just going hunting. Would you like to come with me?" "Oh," said Plop, "I don't know. I would like to, I think, but I'm not very happy about the dark." "Oh dear, we'll have to do something about that," said Orion. "What?" said Plop. "What can you do when you're afraid of the dark?" "I don't believe you are afraid of the dark, really," said Orion. "You just think you are. Dark is beautiful. Take a night like this. Look around you. Isn't it beautiful?" Plop looked. The moon had risen. Everything was bathed in its white light. "I love the moonlight," said the cat. "Moonlight is magic. It turns everything it touches to silver, especially on frosty nights like this. Oh, come with me, Plop, and I will show you a beautiful world of sparkling silver, the secret nighttime world of cats and owls. The daytime people are asleep. It is all ours, Plop. Will you come with me? Yes, said Plop, I will. Just wait while I tell Mummy where I'm going. So he flew like an arrow up to the landing branch. Well, said his mother, Orion says dark is beautiful, and he has asked me to go hunting with him. I can go, can't I, Mummy? Of course, dear. But who is Orion? The great hunter, said Plop. See you later. When Mr. Barn Owl came in from his first expedition, he found his wife a bit agitated. I think all this stargazing has gone to Plop's head, she said. He said he was going hunting with Orion, the great hunter. That was one of the stars he showed us last night, wasn't it? Well, I saw him just now with a perfectly ordinary black cat, said Mr. Barn Owl. They were pussyfooting it up among the chimney pots on those houses near the church. So far from home. Are you sure it was Plop you saw? Said Mrs. Barn Owl. It was indeed Plop he had seen. Orion had taken him up to his rooftop world, the cat leading the way, climbing and leaping, Plop fluttering behind. They sat together on the highest roof and looked down over the sleeping town, a black velvet cat and a little white powder puff of an owl. Well, said the cat, it is, oh, I can't find the words for it, breathed Plop. But you're right, Orion, I am a night bird after all. Fancy sleeping all night and missing this. And this is only one sort of night, said Orion. There are lots of other kinds, all beautiful. There are hot, scented summer nights and cold, windy nights when the scuffling clouds make ragged shadows across the ground. And breathless, thundery nights, which are suddenly slashed with jagged white lightning, and fresh spring nights, when even the daybirds can't bear to sleep, and muffled winter nights when snow blankets the ground and ices the houses and trees. Oh, the nights I have seen, and you will see Plop as a night bird. Yes, said Plop, this is my world, Orion. I must go home. What? Already? I haven't done any hunting yet, and I have lots more to show you. A glass lake with the moon floating in it, and I must go, Orion. I want to surprise them. Thank you for showing me that I'm a night bird. He bobbed his funny little bow, and the black cat solemnly bowed back. Goodbye, Plop, he said, and many, many good nights. Plop took off, circled once, gave a final eek of farewell, and then flew straight and sure back to his tree. Well, said his mother. Plop took a deep breath. The small boy said dark is exciting. The old lady says dark is kind. The Boy Scout said dark is fun. The little girl said dark is necessary. The Father Christmas lady said dark is fascinating. The man with the telescope said dark is wonderful. And Orion, the black cat, says dark is beautiful. And what do you think, Plop? Plop looked up at his mother with twinkling eyes. I think, he said, I think dark is super. But shh, Daddy's coming. Don't say anything. Mr. Barn Owl came in with a great flapping of wings. He dropped something at Plop's feet. Plop swallowed it in one gulp. That was nice, he said. What was it? A vole. I like vole, said Plop. What's next? Why don't you come with me and find out, said Mr. Barn Owl. Yes, please, said Plop. Mr. Barn Owl blinked. What did you say? I said, yes, please, Plop said. I would like to come hunting with you. I thought you were afraid of the dark. Me? Said Plop, afraid of the dark? That was a long time ago. Well, said his father, what are we waiting for? Hunting we will go. Hey, wait for me, said Plop's mother. I'm coming too. So they took off together in the moonlight, Mr. and Mrs. Barn Owl on each side and Plop in the middle. Plop, the night bird.
Brilliant. He's a night bird now. and just where he should be, as he is a barn owl. So, girls and boys, did you enjoy that story? And what star rating would you give it? Think of it between 1 star to 5 stars, like we normally would have done in class, and let me know how you feel. Perhaps you could even write a book report discussing all the different elements of the story. And what I'll do is I'm going to leave a link below to a brilliant Twinkle resource that you can use to write your own book report on the owl who is afraid of the dark if you would like to. So let's move on and talk about the activity. So the first activity, girls and boys, I'm afraid isn't labelled, and I do apologise for that. It doesn't seem to have a heading here. But it's this one here with the big word search underneath, and you know how to do a word search. We won't get into that. Up here, it's just recapping all the different characters and what they thought about the dark. So hopefully you've been paying attention and you know exactly what they all are. Like the little boy at the start thought dark was. Our next activity is a Who Said It, and you get to flex your artistic talents, girls and boys, for this one. Because you've got to draw each character that is said. Dark is exciting, dark is kind. So you hopefully again taking on what you've written in the previous activity and using it here for a little bit of artwork. And also you've got to write down what each character thought Plop was. There were some funny ones like a roly-poly one, a thunderbolt. So have a little think there as well about what each character thought Plop was when he came down from that landing branch. Finally, you've got to do a little bit of writing, not a huge amount, don't panic, just a little bit of writing here, and it just explains here at the beginning of the story Plop was afraid of the dark, but at the end he thought the dark was super. And what I'm asking you to do is to tell the story of his best adventure. That's completely your opinion. So it could be anything. It could be his adventure with the cat. It could be his adventure with the astronomer. It's up to you. And in your own words, if you could tell that adventure again and explain as well how that character helped Plot become a night bird. So there you have it. That's the activities for this final chapter. And again, just remind you that below there is a link to a Twinkle template of a book report that if you'd like to do, you can do in your own time. You don't have to do it straight away after this. Take time to do the activities, and maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, you could have a little think about a book report. And remember, in a book report, you are explaining the book to someone who has never read the book before, and you're also kind of trying to persuade them, saying, "You want to read this book too?" So have a good think, girls and boys, about the book and what you would say in your book report. And remember, link below. So quickly moving on, just a little reminder that I am doing the big P4 artwork show. That video is going up next week, and I need to have any pictures of your artwork that you would like to feature in it by this Friday. So please, girls and boys, if you fancy, make sure you have your artwork ready. Maybe it's previous artwork. Get mum and dad to take a picture and send it to the school email, and Mr. Cumber will forward it on to me. So please remember that Friday is the deadline, and we'll be getting that video out next week. Okay, I promised you an exciting announcement, and here it is. So, because we finished our book, we are not going to have an episode on Wednesday, but on Friday we are going to have an episode, girls and boys. We are going to have a big The Owl Who Was Afraid of the Dark quiz. Yes, we are having a quiz. So make sure that you've studied up, that you've listened to all the episodes. Perhaps if you've had the book, you've read up on the book and you've paid close attention. Maybe do a quick sort of recap, girls and boys, of all the different bits and pieces of the story. And on Friday, we are going to have a quiz. Now, that is going to go up, girls and boys. You're going to have to make sure you've got a bit of pencil and paper. You're ready to go. Perhaps you need some people on your team. And I will be giving you quiz questions on Friday in the video. And then you can send me in your results at the end. So really, really exciting. I'm sure lots of you have been doing family quizzes. I know I've been doing family quizzes every Saturday, and I thought, you know what, it's time for us as a class to do a quiz. So really hope to see you there, girls and boys, for Friday for the big Owl Who Was Afraid of the Dark quiz. And now it's over to the joke of the day.
What do cats like to eat on a hot day? An ice cream cone.